Hey guys, welcome back to GoneWithTheWhisk. Join me today as I decorate this cake. So a few weeks ago, a woman came into the bakery and she had several photos of different cakes that she wanted to combine elements of onto a birthday cake for her sister. So it was like the color of this cake, the flowers from this cake, the letter from this cake, and I did my best to cobble them together, and she absolutely loved the cake. It was a birthday cake for her sister. Well, the third sister called the bakery a couple of weeks later and said that she wanted to order the exact same cake for her birthday. So here I am recreating this cake. So I've already crumb coated and filled the cake, and now I am covering it with pale pink buttercream. Just smoothing it out. Thankfully for this cake, it doesn't matter if it's perfectly smooth, because there's going to be a lot of decorations added to the cake. Alright, now I'm off to put it into the cooler for a minute to let that icing set and firm up. Now we're back. Trying to decide what the front of the cake should be. And now I am taking a cardstock letter L and I am tracing that with an X-Acto knife. Right, now you can see the L left behind. Now I'm adding a border with a size 32 tip in the same color pink as the cake. Now I am taking our edible gold paint, which is a mix of the edible shimmer dust and vodka, and I am painting in the L. This evaporates very quickly, so I do have to keep adding a little vodka to my bowl of paint, but once it dries on the cake itself, it'll be very shimmery and very pretty gold. It's done. Go back over, cover up any thin spots, because we want this to look extra sparkly. It doesn't look pretty, and it catches the light and everything. It's not just a flat gold paint. Alright, now I'm taking some gold drip, which is again the gold dust, a little bit of vodka, powdered sugar, and a little bit of corn syrup. put it in a piping bag and I squeeze it onto the edges of the cake so they can run down. We actually do this a lot for cakes. Like drip has become very popular, but gold drip is super pretty and just makes your cake look even more elegant. Now I'm adding a tiny bit to the top above the L because I don't want the drip to run down and cover up the L, but we also don't want a weird gap where there's no drip at all on the cake. You can see it dripped a little more between clips there. So this is best to put it in the cooler for a few minutes just to cool it and help set the drip so it will stop running. And now I'm just using my 32 tip again and adding a border to the top. Okay, so now it's going into the cooler to chill. Right, and I missed recording a clip here, but now I am piping on the florals. I think I have maybe a size 10 tip here. And I am just adding on, I guess you would call them vines or the flower stems or what have you. This cake has a lot going on, I will admit. The flowers themselves are a little bit much, but these clients love the cake, so who am I to judge? Okay, now I'm switching to maybe a 12. Maybe the stems are an 8 and this is the 10. I really can't remember now. But I'm just piping on dots. So it's very textured. Very 3D. Just keep going around. In all these empty spaces here, we're going to go back with a smaller tip and fill in. We're just going around and around. Made it through. Now, I wonder where I went here. Probably refilling my bag. Probably got distracted walking around the kitchen. Who knows? Maybe I'm coming back to finish this cake. Maybe I left for the day. There I am. Okay. So, a smaller tip, probably 5 or 6. I'm just filling in around the flowers and in all the gaps. I'm sorry if there's any weird noises you hear in the background. My dog is running up and down the stairs, and he's licking his paw, and now he's falling asleep. And now he's chewing on my laptop charger. So, Windsor? No. And now he's looking at me all offended. kids. Alright, so now that the frosting has crusted over on the larger circles, I'm going back through with my fingertip and just pressing down the little pointy tips to make them more rounded and smooth. And again with the smaller circles, they might not be quite crusted all over, but it's good enough to go ahead and try. Okay, now I'm doing the same size tip, but in white. I'm adding centers to the flowers, and then I'll go back and fill in some more of the empty space with more white dots. Yep, now we're filling in, and that just adds even more dimension and texture. And now should be coming around to the end. Yep. So now coming to the annoying part. I believe that's next. Yes, outlining the L with little almost pearls of frosting. It's not hard to do, it's just tedious. And this is also a very sped up video. Just outline the whole thing. Looking pretty good so far. My cameras went out of focus, it looks like. But I'm in focus. Have to watch out for that in my next videos. Looks like I should be almost done. Yep. So it looks pretty good. Alright, now for the top, there is a different style of flower. These are just going to be rosettes done with a 1M tip. So first I'm piping on white, and then the matching pink. One more, two more. Alright, and now I'm going to pop that back in the cooler and let those rosettes firm up really good, because now I'm going to paint some of the white ones gold. And again, this is just the edible gold dust and some vodka. The rosettes had to be very cold for this step because they need to be able to hold up to the brush strokes without the paintbrush just dragging through the frosting. So sometimes if I'm doing a lot of gold detail work on a cake, I have to take it in and out of the freezer several times. This time, however, I managed to do the whole thing in one go. Now I'm just going back through and adding a second coat, really getting in the nooks and crannies to make them as gold as possible. I try to get all the details right with my cakes. If you want gold flour, I'm going to make sure they're gold all the way into the center of it and between the layers of it, not just brush them on top. And even though I would not have chosen the two different types of flowers together and having the bottom flowers be so thick and profound, standing out from the cake, I think it all came together pretty well. And I do, everything I can to make stuff match for the customers, match what they want. But here is the finished cake. And yes, she loved it when she picked it up. Alright, well, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.